Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I'll let everybody get situated, get connected. I'm going to fix a little bit of my lighting here. I got a little, oh gosh, you're going to look at my armpit now. Sorry. There we go. Okay. A lot of up close love this evening. Sorry about that. My lighting was like blinding me, and I felt like I was going to be like talking like this, which that will probably now be my Facebook thumbnail as well, because Facebook's like that and likes to punk me out a little bit. Welcome everyone to Tuesday. Happy Timeout Tuesday. I just realized I left my work notebook wide open, and we are not talking about work tonight. Sorry to all the work people that we had a really productive day today, but no more work talk. Okay, I see some people from England. I see some Oklahoma in the house. I definitely see some Illinois. Welcome. I'm excited that you're all here. So it's Timeout Tuesday, and I decided that tonight I'm actually going to drink my drink. Okay, I'm going to make it a point. I am not going to fail myself. I'm setting myself up for this is going to happen. So tonight, someone sent me this little nugget of a glass, and it says, Age to Perfection, 40th birthday. Behind you, all your memories. Before you, all your dreams. Around you, all who love you. Within you, all you need. I am madly in love with this cup, as if I needed another cup affliction, but I'm in now. Like I have a rotation of cups that I'm going to have to go through every single Timeout Tuesday. And if people only watch on Tuesday, they're going to think that I'm a lush and that's all I do is have drinks with my friends. And well, that's what I do on Tuesdays. So with that being said, we're going with my favorite Kinky Pink tonight and Diet Ski. And my friend Barbara sent me a 12-pack of this for my birthday, and she said in the message that she's like, it's miserable in Texas. You might as well have something that brings you joy. Well, there's a lot of things that bring me joy, but this little cocktail combination brings me great joy. So, man, there's a lot of people here tonight. St. Louis and Georgia, Louisiana. I hope that y'all are pouring something to drink as well. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be coffee, tea, water, juice, soda, club soda, whatever. It's fine. This is a very tall and skinny cup, so I don't know my pours. This reminds me of when I first took a bartending job, which I've told y'all about before. I didn't even know what a 7 and 7 was. I needed instructions on that. Yeah, I've come a long way, sadly. Sadly, I have graduated from those days. Or happily, whatever. It's wisdom, right? It's knowledge. Okay. Cheers to Timeout Tuesday and to the eve of my 40th birthday. It's hot here. I actually just took the quickest shower of my life, washed my hair, and blow dried it. And for those of you that have long hair and understand what it's, oh my God, I'm still blinding myself. Hold on a second. We're going to turn this down a little bit because I can't see you all. Okay. Ooh, I feel, no. Why am I golden now? This is not, no. We're going to need more than light than that. Why is it colored? No. I did not mean for this to turn into some sort of disco. Why is this weirdly colored now? Now I'm blue and orange and green. This is okay. Okay, we're back. I didn't mean it. But the light was like blinding me a little bit. Okay. We're going to be okay here. If you are in a humid place and you've showered and blow dried your hair all within roughly like what felt about 6.5 minutes, and you got to be face to face with a camera at that point in time, and you weren't sweating, I would be so impressed, because I am dripping with sweat right now. And even though I'm in the AC, it is still 103 degrees outside right now. I feel like that I ran a marathon. I didn't run at all. Actually, I took the fastest shower in the South and hurried up and blow dried and did 2 swoops of a straightener on my hair and threw on some makeup and was legitimately holding my eyes like this, hoping that they would dry before y'all join me here tonight. So I'm a hot mess, like a wreck. And I'm going into my 40th birthday, my 41st time around the sun, in my most recent fashion of like what feels like procrastination, but it's not procrastination. It's actually just like I have no time for anything, and everything feels so rushed and fast, and it drives Lester berserk that I am like doing everything like right before it's due. It's not really my style. It's just what you got to do with what you have, and this is where we are. So I'm here with y'all tonight, and I'm so grateful to be here with y'all tonight because I needed this. I need this moment on Tuesday nights more than I ever knew that I needed this moment. And each time that I get done hanging out with y'all, I'm like, my soul feels cleansed and my heart feels full, and I enjoy it just as much as I would enjoy sitting next to someone physically and having a conversation. I feel bad that I can't read all of the comments, though. That's the one piece, is that I wish that I could read enough to be able to respond to everyone and acknowledge everyone and talk through all of those things, so that way we could, have a two-way conversation. But I'm not that good at all. And in a reminder of not being that good, something happened last night that I have to confess about. So Lester and I spend the last hour of each night kind of relaxing on the couch. He lays with his head one way, I lay with my head the other way, and our legs kind of tangle, right? Like sometimes my foot will be on his chest and I'm wiggling my feet, like rub this, touch this, scratch, like I'm begging for a little attention, okay? Like it's my one moment. He doesn't have to do much, just give it a little love, And anyway, so that hour last night turned into like more, except for I fell asleep. It's fine. It's fine. I take a little aspirin whenever I do wake up, typically to go to bed and finish out the rest of my sleep whenever this happens, except for last night. I woke up and I thought that I had no legs, and I thought I was dreaming for a little bit because I couldn't feel my legs. And then I had a panic moment because I could feel Lester's legs on me, like on me, because we're weirdly tangled on the couch. So after I wake up to realize that, okay, I'm still on the couch and I do have legs, they're just tangled and maybe asleep. It's fine. It's totally fine. I pick his leg up off of me and put it on the top part of the couch because he's dead to the world because he's taking his sleeping pill. He still hasn't moved. He's still breathing. His arm flops to the floor. It's fine. I have to grab my right leg with my arms. I know you can't see my arm movement right now. I'm grabbing my own right leg to sling it and toss it forward so that I can roll forward to get up. And the coffee table's in front of me, so it's fine. I'm going to use it as leverage, okay? So I sling that leg. It has a little bit of feeling and it resembles pain because it's starting to get that blood flow back. So the tingling is intense tingling. Well, the other one isn't coming too. It's not happening. So I still think I must be dreaming, or my body's still dreaming because I can't move right. So I roll off the couch out of the tangled octopus mess, and I'm standing up. And I can only feel one of my legs, and the other one is dead. And I try to move like I'm going to take a step, and only my upper body takes that step. So my body bends over, and I'm holding myself up now on the coffee table with one leg pretty much straight up and down, and the other one swinging because I'm trying so hard to get it to move again. I'm starting to panic a little because I still don't know if this is really happening or if I'm dreaming it. So then it starts to hurt a little bit more because there's more blood finally coming back to it. The one that is already having feeling, and the other one is still, I got nothing from the hip down, like no toes, no knee, no shin. I mean, nothing, no pain whatsoever, and no feeling. So I'm like, this is it. This is probably how I'm going to die right here. Or if there's something, I'm going to have to cut my leg off, or whatever the case is, because I have a solid 20 foot to get to the bed. So I have options. I can drop to the floor and army crawl. I've been here before. It's fine. I can do that. I can stand here a little bit longer and hope that Lester doesn't freak out because I'm standing over, like towering over him at this point in time, making noises, trying to thrust my body forward to make it kick into action and work, because I don't know why. It's not working, but this part of my body is not connecting to the rest of my body for some reason. And somewhere in between, it stopped also connecting because I have no feeling at this point. So I decide I'm gonna stand here a little bit more and I'm gonna really think on it. So I'm bent over on the coffee table, somewhat like this, and I'm having a conversation with my left leg at this point in time. And I'm telling it, like, you can do this. It's gonna be fine. Just move a little bit, just maybe like drag a little hip. I have now found what's working. Okay. My leg it's coming. I'm able to drag it. I can't pick it up. I have no bend whatsoever. I can't wiggle a toe. In fact, at this point in time, I look down and I wonder, do I even have any? Turns out I do. It's a little dark in here, but as the TV flashes to a commercial of some sort, I realize that I do have toes still, so I'm probably going to be okay. So I make it to the other side of the coffee table, doing my little shuffle and drag of the leg, and all I can think about is, now if Lester wakes up and sees me and is going to throw in some 40-year-old joke about this is what happens whenever you get old, or is he going to be so disgusted and turned off that this is it, we're done here, because now I can't even walk right anymore, and let alone I'm making noises that sound somewhat Seal-like, a little bit Ernie-like, and a little bit Carl-like, and and I don't even realize I'm making it until I catch myself making those noises, all because I'm trying to get my leg to work. I decide the best case scenario at this point is to just go ahead and drop to the floor and army crawl, and that way maybe he won't see me. So I make it all the way to the bedroom, army crawled in, and by the time that I actually get to the bed, I feel my little pinky toe having its own little heartbeat down there. It is thumping right along with the breaths that I'm taking, because it's taken me every effort in the world to get 20 feet at 3 a.m. Yes, my pinky toe has its own heartbeat because I probably stubbed it as I was dragging it, or rolled over it somehow in my army crawling disaster of a mess. I pulled myself up into bed. I got in there, and it was at that moment that I also realized that I have to pee. So now I have to make the decision, how bad do I have to pee? And do I have to, again, roll out of bed, taking the gamble of breaking something else as I hit the floor, because it's a pretty good little dip. I have a little bit of a raised bed. And how am I going to go from that point in time to be able to get all the way back? And well, I'm laughing at this point in time. I'm laughing hysterically at myself, because here I am, 2 nights before I'm 40, trying to figure out why the heck a body part is acting like it's not even mine. And I hear Lester open the sliding glass door. I still haven't talked to him about this moment. I was really hoping by this point in time that he would have brought it up, and and at least said, hey, I really saw you struggling last night, but it was so funny that I couldn't stop. Or how'd you sleep last night? And not say anything at all. And then I remembered that there's cameras that he also has access to. So it didn't matter if he didn't catch it or if he was confused about last night, that he probably went back and looked at it anyway. So in all of my glory, I thought that I would just go ahead and tell you all about how amazing that turning 40 really is. I did get up and use the restroom, and somewhere between going to do that and coming back to my bed, which is only like 10 more feet, I started to have better feeling, and I could actually truly drag that leg. I still have never had that full of an experience in my life to where I felt like a pirate and I had no leg. But cheers to 40. Yep. And if he's watching right now, he probably has seen it, and he's probably already taken the videos off the camera to show y'all. And I just want to apologize for what you might see. That's just what I'm saying. Anyway, so my kid, oh my gosh, I left something in the other room. Dang it. I wish that Lester was here, because my kid sent me a gift. I may go get it. And I haven't opened it yet. I was going to open it with y'all because I know that it is a little nostalgic. And I thought that it would be fun for us to do together. Dang it, I can't believe I left it in the other room. I'm going to get it. Don't you leave me, okay? Don't leave. Don't leave. I'm back. Lester hates it when I do that. I know he does. If he's watching, he's like, oh my God, why would she do that? I was in a hurry, okay? It's been a very crazy day. So Xander sent me this gift, okay? It's called World's Smallest Toys. And the coolest part about these toys is they are all nostalgic, tiny little baby toys. And he sent me just a few of these little boxes. And I thought that I would open them with you. But the main part about this is that he goes, Mom, I got you some antiques, you know, like when you were born. I want y'all to know that I looked it up. And an antique is 100 years or older. I am vintage, not antique. Okay. I know that y'all probably have seen those crazy little shows where kids like open these surprise things. Yeah, I'm turning into a 40-year-old child right now. And I'm bringing y'all with me. And we're going to open this, take a little trip down memory lane. Ah! Look! It is legit a Viewmaster, and it has He-Man. It has He-Man in little tiny Barbies in it. And I'm not even kidding. This is the cutest little baby thing ever. Yep. This is exactly what I needed. I'm sure of it. Okay, we have 2 more of these. And yes, vintage, not antique. There's a lot of activity going on the comments. I'm reading, and I don't have a moderator tonight. I know Lester is busy doing chores right now. So y'all, can you just be nice? Just don't be pee-pats, please. That would be great. Ooh, this is kind of a fun game. This is squishy. And it doesn't have the little, oh, it does. Okay. Let's see here. Ah, boring. A Nerf football. It's old school Nerf, though. They don't make Nerf like this anymore. They only make Nerf guns, I think. Okay, so far, we have a very cool mini viewfinder, which is vintage. Okay, vintage. I wonder when the viewfinder was actually created. We had them when we were kids, and I know they still make them. Your kids tell you you're older than dirt. Nah, they don't know. Doesn't age like mean wisdom most of the time? Look at this cute little baby monster truck. That is hilarious. That's a little Hot Wheels monster truck. Xander was really into monster trucks when he was little. So were my brothers, actually. We never got to go to the monster truck show. We were pretty poor, so that kind of wasn't a thing. But yeah, that brings back a lot of time playing in the dirt, and I'm pretty sure having my toes ran over as well. That is awesome. So someone is 76 and they had viewfinders. I think that the viewfinder is very old. I would love to know when that was truly invented. It doesn't say anything like that on these boxes. It just talks about like what's in them. So these are really cool. These are called the world's smallest is what it is. All right, let's see what else we got. Well, someone named Relay says, I haven't caught a Timeout Tuesday in a very long time. Well, welcome back. It's a fun time. We usually do very unique things. We played Purse Bingo a few weeks ago. Last week, we've kind of played like Would You Rather or this or that. That was a fun game as well. This feels oddly similar and squishy. The Viewmaster came out at the World's Fair in 1939 and 1940. Well, thank you for that info. Oh, look! Can y'all see that? That is a Care Bear. I had a Care Bear, and it was the one that has a rainbow on its stomach. And Cheer Bear, maybe? Is that what it's called? I totally had one. That's the coolest thing. Okay, want to know what else I had? Was this thing called a popple. Does anybody remember what a popple is? It was like a bear, but it had a button on its belly that you like pushed to make the little thingy. No, it was on its nose, right? It was on its nose, I think. That you pushed to make the thing pop like that bubble game, trouble. It made the trouble noise. I forgot what that was. That's a long time ago. Really long time ago. Oh, an Etch-a-Sketch? Yes, please tell me what your favorite childhood toy was. That's what I want to know. As I'm opening all this, I see so many people talking about all the things that they haven't thought of and all the things that they had growing up. And I want to know what your favorite toy was. Ooh, Chatty Cathy. Yep. I was a huge Barbie fan. Huge Barbie fan. And I didn't have very much of it. I had my mom's Barbies from whenever she was growing up, and a lot of that was homemade clothes, Light Bright. I see that. Raggedy Ann, Easy Bake Oven. Oh, man. I wanted an Easy Bake Oven so badly. So badly. A Slinky. Rainbow Bright. I was a huge Rainbow Bright fan. Huge Rainbow Bright fan. Baby Alive. I had a Baby Alive. I didn't know there was a Baby Go Bye-Bye. Polly Pockets, Strawberry Shortcake, My Little Princess. Y'all are bringing back some major memories. Cabbage Patch Kids. Oh my gosh. I had a Cabbage Patch Kid, and I think that I got it when I was like 2 or 3 before I really knew it was a thing. Like I don't think I was old enough to know how big of a deal it was that somebody waited in line for that thing and how huge they were. And mine was blonde, and hers, I had it for all the way until I probably finished grade school. Her name was Althea. Yep. She, like I said, she had blonde yarn, because Cabbage Patch Kids had yarn, and she had her little birth certificate and her little Xavier Roberts and whatnot. And I thought she was really cool until I got into like grade school and hung out with friends, and none of them played with dolls. They played with Barbies. So she kind of got put to the back burner for a while, and she really became a bed staple instead of one to be played with. It was mostly Barbies. Ooh, Jax. I like to play Jax. Okay. When you play jacks, I don't understand playing jacks, first of all. My grandma tried to teach us you like bounce the ball and have to pick up two and whatnot. I don't really know what you're supposed to do, but we would make it a point to bounce in between the jacks to like have to pick one up, like, and pick it up before it bounced again. Is that how you really play? Is that a thing? Because I don't really know how to play that. And do any kids do even make jacks anymore? Now that I think about it, because I haven't seen them in like a store to buy, and I certainly don't remember them being around even when Xander was a kid. Ooh, hopscotch, yes. Did anybody have a skip bow? Do you know what a skip bow was? Because I had a skip bow and a skip it. Not skip bow, a skip it. That's what it was called, a skip it. And a pogo ball. Big fun. Ankle breakers for sure. But I definitely had both of those. And I remember doing that. They were super fun. Oh, somebody says slip and slide. Yes. And slip and slides nowadays are so much better. And people make them like in their backyards with big tarps and soap and adults do it. I think that I would die. I think that if Lester and I put a slip and slide up at Longhorn Lester's, I think it'd be really fun in the moment, but I have a feeling that I'd be dragging more than my leg that night and the next day trying to maneuver anything, and it probably wouldn't end well for anybody. Wooden stilts, we had homemade stilts as well. Tiddlywinks. Oh my gosh, you guys are bringing back so many memories. Paper dolls. Oh my gosh. I loved paper dolls. And I got my niece paper dolls, and she thought that they were the dumbest thing ever. Of course, you know, she's 10 now. And at the time, she was probably 4 or 5. And she was like, well, what do you do with them? Well, you play and you dress them up and you change their clothes. She's like, but there's only a front. Well, that's all you need. She didn't get it. She didn't get it. And it's crazy how things have evolved over time. But every once in a while, I think that things make a circle back. Certainly fashion does. Trends like that. Dances. I mean, oh my gosh. Y'all know Lester loves to dance. And he's an incredible dancer for certain styles. He is not like a tango, salsa, you know, swing dancer, any of those things. But he has a style. His is very hip hop dancey. We've been watching videos and it's coming back. Like, it's a thing. And Lester has told me so many stories about the things that they used to do for fun and like learning dances and routines and things. And it brought back a few memories because I had some girls in my classes who had older siblings, and we would create these dance routines in the front yard and everything. And we thought we were so cool. We were like 9, 10. And Lester's like, oh, well, I was like 19 and 20 and going to clubs when we did it. I'm like, oh, okay. I feel though that like people today, and I shouldn't say people, kids today are missing out on so much life that we got to experience because it wasn't brought to us like this. It wasn't something that we watched and were entertained by. It was something we did. We had creativity. We made things out of nothing. I can't tell you how many times we played kick the can at my grandma's house, and the can was, I don't know, whatever rag that whatever it was. We played Red Rover. We would make up games about watching cars, and whoever can get to the first, you see 10 cars of the color that you chose. All kinds of things that we would make up. Of course, mud pies and, just playing outside, a lot of tag and a lot of kickball and wiffle ball in the yard. And I just don't see that anymore as a whole. And I feel sad for our kids that are missing out on that part of life, because that means that their kids aren't going to experience it either. That their kids aren't, it's not going to be that after dinner, everybody goes to the front yard to go play a game of wiffle ball or play catch or, do anything like that. It's sort of missing from now. And that kind of makes me sad to think that is a thing of the past. And, I hope that in your families that you keep some of that alive. We certainly try to do it here. A lot of it's different here in Texas than it was when I was, in Illinois. Illinois, we do things like play washers or what we call hillbilly golf or ladder ball. We play a lot of wiffle ball. kickball, basketball, all of those things. And down here, there's a lot of football in Texas, full disclosure, but we do some croquet. Lester and I have talked about making a putting course just for playing some homemade putt golf and things like that eventually. But it is different, I think, probably in what parts of the country that you're in, of what you have known your whole life and what you pass down through your generations. And I just hope that reminding you of some of these simpler times reminds you to pass those things on, because there's a lot of younger generations right now who don't know that those things are extremely entertaining. And I've also learned, even with Xander when he was little, if I would ask, hey, do you want to do this? The answer is no. Same thing with Lex. Hey, do you want to do this? No. That doesn't sound fun. Too bad you're going, or too bad we're doing it. And eventually it is fun. And they have a good time, and it was entertaining, and it was engaging, and all the things. But there's this like instant no, because it doesn't bring instant gratification, or because they're scared of that. Does that mean work? Does that mean I won't like it? There's a chance I won't like it, so why take the chance? And I think that sometimes you got to take the chance, and sometimes you got to make people see that there are other things in life besides just this electronic world. Now, that doesn't mean you can be skipping our videos and like skipping out on that part of your life. But it does mean to make time to do something with your family, and to do something with your kids, your grandkids, or the neighbor kids, even just to pass on something that is a part of your history in hopes of it living on. And I will take that note and take a drink. Okay. I really did take a good drink that time. I really am going to drink my drink. I think I'm like to right here. You want to open another one? Because there's like a total of like 8 of them. You want to do it? Okay, we're going to do it. So far, we have a Hot Wheel, a Nerf football, a Viewmaster, and a Care Bear. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, you're going to like this one. The Slinky Dog from Toy Story, which, by the way, is a hound dog. And you know, I have this thing for hound dogs, like big thing for hound dogs. This is adorable. I'm going to have to get me a little shelf to put these little things on. This is the cutest little thing, a little gift ever. I have to give props to Xander for his vintage gift and nostalgic gift, because they're very awesome. Xander and Kendra, actually. I'm sure that she had a hand in this as well. Well, that's exciting. So Toy Story is one of my most favorite kid movies ever. And I believe that I cried my eyes out in Toy Story 4. Like a weirdo in the movie theater. Yeah. Because by that time, my kid wasn't so young anymore. So that was a selfish endeavor of let's go see Toy Story. And yeah, I cried. So there's that. All right, next one. Let's see what we got. Did you ever think that on a Timeout Tuesday we'd be sitting here opening up toys? Some of you are going to like this one, because I saw it earlier in the mention. A Magic 8 Ball. Let's see if we can make you see it. There it is. The Magic 8 Ball. Okay, now we have to play it. Let's see if it really works, first of all. Ooh, it says maybe. Maybe it works. Okay, let's ask a question. Is Lester bringing home dinner tonight? Ask again. Is Lester bringing home dinner tonight? Outlook is good. That's a win. I never had a real Magic 8 Ball, so but I've had friends who had them. And oh my gosh, this makes me think of something from the other day. I was cleaning out my office the other day and doing some shuffling, and found the mini VHS tapes, which you may not know about. I used to have a video camera when Xander was born that my mom gave me that took mini VHS. And those mini VHS would come out of that and go into a bigger VCR tape that you put the whole VCR tape in a VCR. So I've been wanting to get those digitally remastered because I haven't seen them in 18 years ever. I don't know if I've ever gone back to watch these videos, but I do know they were from the first couple months after Xander was born. So I'm looking into things, and there's a lot of like gamble in this. You send off your originals and hope you get them back, basically, and that's scary for me. So I thought maybe I'll just buy the adapter and buy a VCR. Like, surely you can buy a VCR. No, they don't make new VCRs anymore, but you can buy a refurbished one on Amazon for $400. Well, now I wish I would have saved a VCR to resell it, because I'm pretty sure at one point in time I bought one for $10 brand new. So if you have a VCR, you should probably hold on to it for a while, because they're super duper rare and you can't buy them anywhere, it turns out. So after further research, I did find a company that will send you the package first to send off your tapes, which makes me more comfortable than just putting them in my package hoping that they make it somewhere. So at least it's logged and has a tracking number from their standpoint and from ours, and it has a scannable thing for you to log everything into. So I will be sending those off and hopefully get those back, and then maybe we can all watch them together and you can see tiny little baby Xander and really young and naive me, because that's exactly what I was. I thought I knew it all. I did. I thought that I knew everything, and that I had no worries and no stress, and I never flinched about anything that was going on in my life. I was 19 and pregnant and had a minimum wage job, and I wasn't scared. I would be more scared now. I would just say that. I would be more scared now. So, yeah, crazy town. Anyway, Magic 8 Ball for the win. Alrighty. I see you all talking about that VCR stuff. Right next to it, on my little thing on Amazon came up this little tape recorder thing, like handheld, like tape recorder. And I thought to myself, like, I remember having one of those, and I thought that I was top dog to have a handheld that took batteries and I could listen to tapes while I was, like, walking to school and stuff like that, and thought it was cool. And then CDs came out, and I became officially uncool, because by the time that I got the tape one, because remember, we were poor and I had to save my own money for so long from babysitting to be able to buy something like that, that I wasn't cool anymore because the CD thing came out. So, yeah. Next up. Nobody sent me a VCR, by the way. Uh-oh, look at this. We got a yo-yo. Oh, no, I can't do it. I'm not any good. I don't think that I've ever been able to yo-yo. I wonder if Lester can yo-yo. My brothers could. They could do all kinds of really amazing, cool tricks, because, they spent a lot of time doing those things while I was too cool at that point in time. I'm going to try it one more time. Nope, fail. A yo-yoer I am not. So, and it is this light is messing with me. A Dunkin' yo-yo. Isn't that like the yo-yo? I think it is. I think it's the yo-yo. Ooh, clackers. I do remember clackers. That brings back a lot of memories too. I remember, this is why, because my string is all twisty tied. No wonder it won't bounce back. Walk the dog. Really? I can't even get it to come back up one time. Now I have a basket full of vintage mini toys so far. We have a few more to do, so don't be leaving. Lex is going to be super happy with my gift here, I think. And Brinley's probably watching, and she's like, could I have that Care Bear? And that Viewmaster. I'm going to need that Viewmaster too. I love that little girl. And my niece Jalen and my nephews at home might be watching. Maybe. Uh-oh, we almost lost it. This feels oddly similar. And I'm pretty sure I just got a second. I think I got a duplicate. Uh-oh. It says there's like 200 varieties, but no, we got another 8-ball. Well, we're going to have to re-gift that one to somebody. Alrighty. Walmart has a DVD VCR combo. I know I won't use it for anything other than for watching those tapes one times, and I do want them to become digital anyway, so it's okay. I just didn't expect it to be $400 for a refurbished VCR, or that they stopped making them because they started making record players again. Oh, somebody mentioned this earlier. Look at this tiny little baby Etch-a-Sketch. This is cute. This is awesome. Does it work? It works. Yep. So what I was thinking about just now is I could actually make magnets out of these and put these on the fridge. These are really cool little toys. Not gonna lie. They're really neat and very tiny. I have no other, what else would I do with them besides display them? So I might as well make a magnet. So, you know, when you're standing there waiting for popcorn to pop, you can write something on the Etch-a-Sketch, ask the 8-ball a question about your future, and it can tell you all the things about life that you've been contemplating. Uh-oh, I feel it. We just got another duplicate. It's not good when there's supposed to be like hundreds of different ones and we're only opening like 10 and we have 2 duplicates already. Come on. Another Etch-a-Sketch. Gotta pay that one forward too. My niece got a record player for Christmas, and the record that she asked for, she's a girl after my own heart, was some classic Reba. And I was like, yes, I would love to get you that. And some Journey. So, you know, at least she's got good music taste going on for her. I vote that we take a drink. If y'all are watching right now, I vote that you take a drink. Okay, I've heard a lot of people mention transistor radios. What's a transistor radio? What, like, it's not a CB, right? Like, you don't talk on it. So what makes it a transistor? And I'm not making fun. That's a sincere question. Uh-oh. Now we've really gotten to the duplicate here. This is not funny here, but we got a blue yo-yo now. I don't know if they know this, but I can't yo-yo. All right, one left. This is the last toy that we're going to open tonight. And then we can chat about other things in life. Let's see here. Don't make a fool up. It's a triplicate now. Now I'm being punked. This is not funny. I feel it. And I feel that I am going to have to send out some little, yep, our third 8-ball. All right, so it was a fun gift. And they're super cute. And I'm glad y'all got to do that with me. But we got Etch-a-Sketch. We got our Care Bear. We got our yo-yos. Viewfinder, Viewmaster, whatever this thing, Viewmaster, it says Viewmaster. Slinky Dog, which someone did correct me is a Dotson Wiener Dog. We got a mini little Hot Wheels. We got our magic 8-balls, and we got a old school Nerf football. Okay, so a transistor radio were handheld that ran on batteries. Okay, that makes more sense. So the transistor, I guess, meant like how it had power. I'll have to look into the actual definition because I'm a weirdo like that. But that makes sense. Only thing, like I had it was called a Walkman, I think. Actually, no, it was a, oh my gosh, I just remembered. It was a Talk Boy. Do you remember on Home Alone where he like recorded the voice off of the TV and then like slowed it down and then like played it for when the robbers were coming or whatever, and you could do your voice change on that thing? Well, you could buy those, and I think my godfather got it for me for Christmas one year. And also you could plug headphones into it and listen to regular tapes in it as well. I did that. I had a talk boy from Home Alone, and it was awesome. Yes, one of my most favorite movies. I went to New York City. I've been in New York City several times, most of the time for work, but I would just tag on a day here or there. But the first time that I was in New York City and went to Central Park, and someone pointed out the bridge that was part of Home Alone Lost in New York. And suddenly I wanted to go to like Duncan's Toy Chest. And I found myself like wanting to be a part of all of these movie places. And I didn't realize how many movie scenes happen in New York City. And as I've gone back to visit New York City so many times for just my own like curiosity reasons, I find myself like remembering, oh, this was filmed here and this was filmed here. And I would start to watch movies intently, hoping that I could see, oh, I've stood there or I've stood there. Ghostbusters is one of them. There's also, let's see here. There's a piece from Seinfeld that was in there. There's Law and Order. Oh my gosh, the court steps from Law and Order. There were, there's a whole lot of pieces in New York City that I fell in love with. And I could never live in New York City. Like the people that live there, more power to you. That's a lot. It's very people-y for me and very, very crowded. But I did fall in love with just the sights and just the fact that it just is endless of looking, and you can see the same thing 10 times and see different things each time because there's so much to see. It's crazy. So I do love New York City, and Home Alone makes me think of New York City. Yeah, Lester might be able to yo-yo. I don't know though. I don't know if he's ever done it. I'll record it if he does, and if he can do it, I'll make a reel out of that. Big and Tom Hanks, yes, love Big. There is a Zoltar machine in Coney Island still, by the way, and I really loved that. So some other things. Let's not talk about New York City because I'll just keep talking about travels at that point in time. Let's talk about the fact that there's no baby from Annie yet, and that tomorrow's my birthday, and that my birthday wish is to have a baby alpaca somehow. So if y'all are the praying type and you're going to pray for something, rain first, alpaca baby second, please. That's on my wish list. We did not do a rescue this year for my birthday. It is the first year that that's not going to happen. I just want to pause, like we've talked about on a few other lives, about other animals and where we stand with how the pastures are doing and the drought situation that we're in. Oh my gosh, somebody says, ask the 8-ball. Ask the 8-ball if Annie's going to have a baby. Okay, are you ready? Do you shake it? Do you like stir it? Is it like a roll thing? Like you do all these things to get your answers? Because I feel like, how could that thing shuffle enough? Oh no! Oh no! Good thing we got a backup plan because that one just rolled all the way across the floor. Okay. Are we going to have a baby alpaca tomorrow sometime? Ask again. Okay. Yes, rain and baby alpacas, please. For anybody that's joining right now, they probably are coming on going, what on earth is happening on this Timeout Tuesday? Okay. Are we going to have a baby alpaca? Maybe. At least it's honest. That's all I could say. Okay. Take a drink, everybody. So in my YouTube video today, there was a lot going on in that. I made lunch or dinner for the littles by cutting down some limbs and brought just a variety of things for them to nibble on and to get a different piece of nutrition out of. And it was earlier than normal dinner time. And I called the littles relentlessly, and they did not come. Only to find out later that Lester was standing at the back fence videoing them. So they're sitting there waiting for like some great snack. And I'm thinking that I'm failing the ultimate fail and that he needs to come up and help me, which he did come up and help me. And he called and they came right away. But as soon as they saw him, they were just as confused. Like, why are you calling us up there? Why are you doing that? Regardless, they eventually came around and ate and all was well. But it was incredible to me to watch the variety that they all chose. And it was different than what I expected. Even the geese came up and eat, which was really neat. But Annie was eating pine needles. And I thought that was so strange because they're very good at deworming and they do hold some nutritional value, but it's not like some of the other leafy things. But that's what she chose. And it got me thinking about pregnancy cravings. And I talked about mine and how crazy it is that the things that I craved are Xander's favorite foods today. And I asked in the comments for anybody to tell me what their pregnancy cravings were. And one lady said sardines and grape jelly. And I was like, how did you ever get to that? Like, I have so many questions about that being her craving. Like, how did you ever get to the point that you knew that's what you were craving? Did you eat that before? Was it individually? Was it together? Is that on a sandwich? I had so many questions about sardines and grape jelly. Full disclosure, I've never eaten a sardine itself. I've eaten Caesar dressing, which is made with sardines, sardine paste anyway. And how many of you didn't know that part? But I can't imagine that's a saltiness. So I can't imagine that that's like a thing. So I don't know the answer as to that person's, but there's a lot of different cravings. Mine was fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, and gravy. And I still like that meal. It is Xander's hands down favorite meal, and he'll eat it like all together. And yeah. Oh, anchovies. Anchovy paste is what goes into Caesar dressing, not sardines. What's the difference between anchovies and sardines anyway? Aren't they the same thing? Aren't they both like fish? Now I have even more questions about that. Pizza and strawberry milkshakes. Okay. Popsicles. I have a popsicle problem. I'm not kidding. Lex has a popsicle problem and I have a popsicle problem. And that is like my nighttime thing. Like when I sit down at the end of the night, I want to eat my little frozen popsicle, like those kind that come in like the plastic tubes where you cut off the end. Yeah, I don't need anything fancy like on a stick. No, I need those kind that you get like 100 for $2 at Walmart and throw the whole box in your freezer. Those are the things that I crave each and every single night. And I have my favorite colors. I don't discriminate though. There's none that I like refuse to eat by any means, but yes, I love those popsicles. It's a problem. Is it though? Is it a problem? Like they're 10 calories. And I kind of feel like that there's way worse things that I could be eating at that time of night. So I use that as my excuse of there's way worse that I could be doing. So I'm going to eat this, but I should probably give them up. They're equivalent to Lester's Dr. Pepper addiction. I have a popsicle addiction. This is my 40-year-old confession that I have a popsicle problem. Maybe it's the reason my leg stopped working last night. Somebody says I won't eat the grape ones. You know what's funny? Lex doesn't eat the grape ones either. He leaves them for me. Okay, anchovies do go in Caesar salad. I was wrong about the sardine thing. It's anchovy paste that goes into Caesar salad, but sardines are super salty. But so are anchovies. Are anchovies just smaller sardines? I don't know. Strawberry milk. Man, we used to drink strawberry milk when we were kids at my grandma's house. That was a big thing to have strawberry quick. Pancakes and watermelon. Jolly Ranchers. Let's see. I'm reading all of these things. You guys have a lot of unique pregnancy cravings. Smoked oysters. I've never had smoked oysters before. A lot of people ate salads. What is a meat pie? Hold on a second here. What? I wish that I could see that comment. What's a meat pie? What is that? Deep fried zucchini. I like zucchini a lot. I have to find fried bologna. You lost me there. My best friend fried bologna when we lived together, and that became something that I just can't allow to happen. I can't stand the sight or the smell. That and Spam. I can't do it. It's just, I can't do it at all. Okay, I lost it. I lost the comment about meat pies because I don't know what a meat pie is. Like, is that like a chicken pot pie? Because I like chicken pot pie. Minced meat pie. Okay, so minced means chopped up small, right? Like minced onions and minced garlic. So is it just like hamburger, like ground beef? Yes, someone says yes. Meat pies or empanadas. Okay. Okay, so it's like a crusty pocket with meat in it instead of something fruity and delicious. Okay. I had no idea. That is not a thing of where I am from at all. I had a hospital one of my hospitals that I work with, and in their parking lot, they have a place that sells loose meat sandwiches. I also didn't know what that was in my life. I now know that it's basically like sloppy joes without the sloppy. I just didn't know that that was a thing at all. Like at all. Australia loves meat pies. Are meat pies like a UK thing? Like a not a UK, like an Australia, like a different part of the world thing? I did not know this. Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets are everywhere, but there's okay, so a meat pie is like a hot pocket, but it's in European countries. Thank you all for your education tonight. I needed this, clearly, because I had no idea at all. Had no idea. See, this is where I wish we were like sitting in a room together so you could be like, no, Jamie, this is what it looks like. And this is, let's make one. This is what it tastes like. If we could arrange that one day, we're all just like hanging out in a room together and having our, Timeout Tuesday cocktail, that would be outstanding because I would love to meet y'all. I would love to be able to spend time with y'all and talk like this and reminisce about toys when we were kids and things we used to do for fun and our favorite toys and talk about, just life in general. These are my favorite moments when I get to hear so much about your lives and about the things that you love and hold near and dear. And it's not just me sitting here rambling about myself and my life. Really like it. I've got extra drink left though, so we got to keep going. What do y'all want to talk about next? In light of birthdays, let's talk about birthday cakes. So, as a kid in my family, on my dad's side, you put in an order for the birthday cake that you wanted. And you did so long before your birthday. You might just have a standing order. My brothers have standing orders for what they want their birthday cakes to be. And I also had one before I moved here, of course. But as I got older, it changed. So growing up, I wanted it to be a fancy cake. Okay, so it was a 2-layer chocolate cake, round pancakes, like just those little 8 or 9-inch round pancakes. But in between was something that my grandma called mock whipped cream icing. And mock whipped cream icing was actually made from a recipe from some old church picnic cookbook. And it was white, and it would be in the middle, and then it would go all over the top, and it was fluffy. And it was homemade icing, but it was made on a stove with like flour and milk. And that sounds really strange, but it was delicious. Okay, that was my standing order on my dad's side of the family. On my mom's side of the family, that's the grandma that made rhubarb pie. And that is where that is still my favorite standing order on that side. But on my dad's side, my order in life has changed. I'm gonna need gooey butter cake if I'm coming home. Like, that's my favorite, and my grandma makes it like no one else. I don't know what she does. She sent me the recipe and I can't duplicate it to save my life. So either she's sandbagging on the recipe and not telling me what she really puts in it because it's her super secret recipe, or there's something wrong with the brand of ingredients that I'm buying or the oven that I'm using, but I am not good at the way that she makes gooey butter cake. It does not taste like gooey butter cake that you buy in the store or anything like that. It's her own version, and it's delicious, and I love it, and I'm going to master it one of these days. The problem is that I'm trying to be good because I haven't been good on a diet for a little while now. And I need probably a whole 6 months before I can make anything else in this house. It's because we're all trying to just be good. So I can't have a gooey butter cake for a while, or rhubarb pie for a while for that matter, but that's okay. It will be 10 times more delicious by the time that I get to eat it. So I see a lot of people's lemon pound cake with sugar icing. I see people have never heard of gooey butter cake. Well, let me just tell you, gooey butter cake is like a yellow butter cake mix that you add cream cheese and some butter and powdered sugar to, and I wish I could remember the recipe. You put the yellow cake on the bottom, and the cream cheese goodness goes in the middle, and when it bakes this lovely crust with cream cheese, sweet middle goodness. It makes your cake like Danish-like, I guess is the best way to put it. I can't explain it to you, but it's delicious. And if you haven't tried it, you should Google a recipe and make it. I also have made gooey butter cookies. I really love those too. Yeah, really. I'm a baker at heart, and I could bake all day, every day. And when the weather gets nasty out, I find myself baking and cooking like crazy because it's just what you do in my family. When the weather's bad, you cook inside to warm up your house, and you make people feel better with what you're making because it's nasty outside. So yeah, when the weather gets crappy here, then the oven comes on and I just go to town. There's people that like wedding cake. I used to love going to weddings as kids because you would get cake with icing, because we never really had that growing up. Not unless it was one of our birthdays or something like that. Like, my mom never just made a random dessert or a cake for any reason. So when it was weddings and you got to have a giant piece of cake with icing, yeah, I was all in. That's terrible. It's terrible, but it's true. It's so true. Carrot cake, strawberry rhubarb pie. I see gooey butter cake is like Lemon Bar's Three Musketeers cake. I've never had that. I've had a Butterfinger cake before. I do like to make that. Cherry nut cake. Never heard of that. We have something we make in our family also called a Texas cake. And I thought that I was doing something really cool by making a Texas cake because, I'm in Texas, and bringing it over to the Morrows for, I think it was for Gigi's birthday one year. And no one knew what a Texas cake was. And I was like, but it's Texas. How can you not know what it's a Texas sheet cake, actually, is what it's called. And it's chocolate with chocolate icing and nuts. And the icing is made like almost like a fudge, like you pour it on hot while the cake is still hot. So it kind of bakes through it. So it's all moist and delicious. And you can make a white Texas sheet cake too, but chocolate Texas sheet cake is Texas sheet cake. Well, guess what? Nobody in this part of Texas has ever heard of Texas cake. So fail. I mean, they ate it, but they didn't think it was as neat as I thought it was. Because I thought, here I am all clever. I'm going to make a Texas cake for my Texas family. And nope, not as cool. They're like, it's chocolate cake. It's not chocolate cake. It's Texas cake. Okay. What is popcorn cake? I've never heard of that at all. Tomorrow is my birthday. Well, happy birthday. And you would love a Texas sheet cake. If I had all the stuff, I would make a cake and I'd invite you all over and we could sit here and have our cocktails and cake and talk about toys and learn how to yo-yo and ask the 8-ball questions. But I'm a little late to that party. Okay, so I'm not crazy. There's a lot of people that have heard of Texas cake, except for the people who live in Texas. I don't get it. I don't get why. German chocolate cake? Yes, yes. Yep, there are a lot of people who have birthdays tomorrow. Isn't that strange? It's also a full moon, by the way. That's a little scary. Full moon tends to bring out the crazy around here. And if you're in healthcare, you probably understand that as well. Yeah. Not a lot of people have never heard of Texas cake. Well, I guess I'm going to have to make a Texas cake in a video and show you all what the heck I'm talking about. And then I'm going to have to find another family to eat it because the Texas family around here just thinks, it's a chocolate cake. It's more than a chocolate cake, okay? It's way better than a chocolate cake. Anyway. I'm getting close. I'm getting really close. I think I'm like this close to my drink being done. Are you sick of talking to me yet? Are you sick of hearing about all the weirdness that I am of rambling and what's going on? Somebody says, I hope you feel better soon. I don't know if that was for me or for someone else, but I was sick as a dog last week, actually. And what's funny is when I was doing Timeout Tuesday, I didn't think that I felt bad. I thought that I was just having a stressful day. By the time the Timeout Tuesday was done, I was so sick and I didn't even realize it. And somebody messaged on my Facebook and was like, Jane, you didn't look like you were feeling too good tonight. Are you okay? And it was like, at that moment, I didn't know if her email made me think, oh, you're right. I am not feeling good. That's exactly what's wrong with me, or what the case was. But all of a sudden I felt really bad and I ended up having a very sick week. So I'm better. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I feel actually much more human today than I had previously. Let's see here. Animal wise, Bucky's is doing okay. We should hear from the vet this Wednesday about if she's able to come out Wednesday or if she's going to try to make it a different afternoon and add an afternoon that she was planning on taking off because there's just so much going on that she's not able to get out here on their normal farm call days. So whenever she comes out, they are going to take blood from Bucky's and do some other tests outside of just his vision. Animals around here are pretty slow. Full disclosure, there's a video coming out tomorrow morning about some of the heat and impact. I know if you watched Reels yesterday, you saw some of the things about the goats and what's going on. And we are making some decisions on next steps because of the heat is not going away. And it is Texas. And everybody says, it's hot, it's Texas, what the heck? It is, but in the past, we haven't had such a drought. So when animals eat grass and green things, the water that's in those green things goes to their bodies, keeps them hydrated and reduces their body temperature. Everything is bone dry. So when they're eating those things, it's not doing that to their bodies. And there's nothing to eat in the first place. So we have some work to do around that. We're buying green hay. That's helping them, and we're feeding less grain overall, but more fiber and protein in all the animals' diets to be able to give them the fuel that they need to survive this massive heat wave. So keep praying for rain around all of that as well. Ringo is one that I continue to worry about. He's very slow through all of this stuff, and I'm sad for him because I can feel like that song, I'm Not As Good As I Once Was. I feel like that's Ringo, that he in his heart is still this really tough guy, but physically he's just slow and he can't keep up with everything. And it makes me sad because I know this heat is not helping him in any way either. Everybody at Longhorn Lester's is doing really well because of all of the shade there. It is really about, it feels 10 degrees less than it does here. And that's just because there's a tall enough canopy that the sun isn't hitting the ground and reflecting. So the heat isn't coming also off the ground in addition to the sun over there. So that's helpful. There has been, I think, 2 days where it sprinkled here for a couple minutes, today being one of them. It was a couple minutes, just enough to give a little bit of moisture, and we'll take anything that we can get, obviously. So that was a big win as well. Somebody says put an AC in the barn. It's not real to do that. Because they need to go outside too. They can't just stand there in the barn. And I also can't fit all of the animals in the barn. And how do you manage that as well? And there's just a lot. And it still boils down to nutrition and being able to give them stuff that is cooling for their body and nutritional. Because if you give them grains, their body temperatures go up higher as well. And it's not good for them to store fat and all the things. I see a lot of people talking about Beth. That was a really hard night. Really hard. And in a way, even though it's an animal and it was a need and I can get emotional about it, I'm glad that Bree called us, because sometimes in scenarios when it's your own animal, you can't think clearly to make sure that you're making the right decision. You sometimes make an emotional decision. We're all guilty of that. It's why they don't let doctors treat their own kids, and doctors, OBs, deliver their own, partners' babies, because you can't make a clinically sound, unbiased decision in those times because you're emotionally attached. And when Bree called us that night, I was so thankful, because while we love Beth, we haven't been the one to truly raise Beth and to truly put all of our time and hold dearly. So we were able to make judgment calls based on having a different viewpoint and perspective than what Bree did. So it was really helpful for us to be able to be a sort of an outsider in that setting and to help navigate through the things that were going on. And Bree also, as you know, is a mom to 2 very tiny babies, and to think if she would have had to make a decision to load everybody up or to leave the babies home with Laramie, maybe, but then to go all alone, it just didn't seem right either. So Lester and I offered to take her to the vet, on her behalf and to handle that. And I'm glad we were able to make that attempt. It is sad and hard to lose any baby ever. And the only thing that I can say is that this doesn't sound very comforting or reassuring, but in an event with a goat, going fast like that was better than letting it drag out for days, weeks, months of not being able to recover or other things. Like it was a sad, traumatic, quick decline, but it did not cause her prolonged harm. Basically, it did not cause her to have this prolonged illness that she kept struggling through. It went very quick, and we miss her and we love her, and I know that her friends miss her in that pasture. And that for anybody that doesn't think that animals don't grieve, you're wrong, and I will tell you that to your face that you are wrong. But we all miss her. That includes Jake, that includes Lester, that includes Bree, that includes her kids. Beth was a character here, and she was cute and sweet, and everyone loved her. So say some prayers for all of us that and especially for Bree and Jake, who are grieving the loss of Beth. So anyway, I'm about to take my last drink. I don't know where y'all are at. That was it. Well, Y'all, I would love to hang out with you all night tonight, but it turns out that I have made quite the mess here with all of our fun toy opening, and I need to clean this up, find a place for all my new little gadgets, and of course I'm going to sit here and figure out my dang Viewmaster and figure out what else is on here besides He-Man. Uh, and I just want to say that I'm so blessed that y'all come to hang out with me on Tuesdays and that you follow our journey and pay attention to all of the craziness that happens around here, from Lester's dad jokes to all of the crazy little snippets in the reels, our videos, our lives, and just being a part of the ins and outs that make I'm a Survivor Sanctuary and Longhorn Lester's, and from Suits to Boots. So thank you for being you, for loving us, for allowing us into your homes and your phones, your days, and giving us the greatest gift of all, which is your time. I hope for all of my birthday partners out there that you have a very happy birthday as well, and that I hope that you find something to do that brings you joy tomorrow, and that goes to all of you. And the kindness challenge, which we haven't done in a long time, is that I want you in the next week to do something that is kind for yourself. Something that is out of the ordinary, doesn't have to cost money, doesn't have to be big and extravagant. It can be that you decided to take a step outside for 5 extra minutes and do something that you loved. Whatever it is, I challenge you to be kind to yourself. So, thank you all again. I love you, and I will see you all soon.